Good evening, one and all. We welcome you to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, and UN Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Art, Sciences and Well-being. Before we start our session, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
The blessings of Almighty. We shall continue to today's session. Today we have with us Dr. Madhusudan, Assistant Professor, Bharat Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. He has B Pharmacy, MBA, NET qualified, and MPhil and PhD. And he is presently working with Department of Management, Bharat Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. His areas of interest include marketing, analytics, human resource metric and analytical, information management and managerial skills and communication and medical tourism and international marketing. So he has various awards and he has presented papers in seminars and conferences. So he is a silver medalist in postgraduate degree, MPhil, 2014, and also best paper presenter in a presentation at National Seminar on Consumer Awareness, Chennai, 2017. And he also got scholarship for holding silver medal in 2014 and a lot of other academic credits to his profile. So we invite you, Dr. Madhusudan Garu, for your session on sustainable development goals for all.
Okay, sir, I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, sir. You can start your video also.
Okay.
You can start your presentation as well.
Okay, so I'm audible, no, sir? So I can start sharing my screen.
Yes, yes. Please go ahead.
So the screen is visible, sir?
Yes, you can make it a full screen or a
Yes.
slideshow. Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay. So I thank one and all for giving me this great opportunity to present my work, sustainable goal for all. My purpose of this presentation is, for example, many of us don't know what all the actually goals set by United Nations Environmental Program, means what all the goals actually are there. Means there are, for example, we have 17 goals and we have some targets. For achieving those targets, we have set these goals. So we one by one will see what all the 17 goals and what all the targets by what we are going to achieve out of that goals. So for example, now this all the targets or parameters what the goals have been set. For example, For the people, the goal has been set. For prosperity, to bring prosperity in the earth, the goals have been set. To bring peace in the earth, the goals have been set. To create a partnership environment, the goals have been set. Even for the planet, for the welfare of the planet, the goals have been set. So this all the targets for which the 17 goals which we have set. So why we have to go for people? So that we can end poverty and hunger in the society. So for that, there are many goals like generating employment, or to end hunger, or to end poverty. So like that, we have set many goals. Means UN has set the goals so that we can have a sustainable life to all the human beings in the earth, below the water, above the water, in the land, in the water, and in the sky also. So people and the planet, for example, the kind of materials which we are using, like what we can say, plastic, all recyclable elements we have to use. Like that, how we can bring a planet, a sustainable planet, means the things which we are using, that should be recyclable. If it is not recyclable, there is no use of using those materials. Even for example, we don't know, like we are using refrigerators and air coolers, and automatically we are generating CFC, which is not sustainable for the ozone layer. Already the hole is there, but if we are reducing the usage, the hole may shrink in size. So that all the things which we have to consider. Even prosperity will come when we are socially, economically, and technologically we will prosper. So economically means all of us should have proper money, or proper means what we can say day-to-day activity, meeting requirements, what all the requirements that we are able to meet. So economically we should be sound. Everyone, not only me or you, the whole community of human beings who are in the earth, they should be economically strong. Socially means, for example, like we should not have any discrimination. Money is there, for example, ST/SC, or like that, we are discriminating. Even we have given reservations, they are into big positions, still means people are not marrying ST/SC. That kind of discrimination still exists. So by 2030, that also we have to reduce. And even technological advancement, for example, like in urban area, what is the technological development we are able to access? The same kind of technological access and rural person or rural youth should be able to access. So that is what prosperity means. And peace. For example, everything is there, money is there, everything is there, but peace is not there. For example, now Russia and Ukraine war is happening. They have, both of them are well off, means both the countries are good, means they are not so much underdeveloped countries. But what is the thing? They don't have a peace. So that kind of things also we have to reduce by 2030. We should not have any war, conflict based upon religion or means our ideology or some political difference. So that all we have to bridge. Then how we can bridge this all? By having a good partnership. For example, if Russia and Ukraine had a proper understanding, the war is being due to miscommunication or misunderstanding from both of them. Means Russia wanted them not to join NATO. That was the biggest reason for the war, and they wanted to join NATO. So if they were able to sort out that issue, many lives and many things have been saved. So like that, for that, what we have to create? We have to create a global partnership among all the shareholders. For example, we have 200 plus countries. So we have to create a partnership for peace, prosperity, and livelihood. So this all the targets. How we are going to achieve this target is by this 17 goals which are given by our UN, which is promoting this goal, and they want to achieve by another 10 years. So what are the goals? So this, my presentation is an explorative research. I have not gone into any empirical study or something. What all the data are there, I have collected and I'm presenting so that we can create an awareness about these goals. Then from these goals, 1 or 2 goals, anyone can select, and they can do an in-depth research and find out what are the possible other solutions which we can bring by another 2030, means by another 10 years. So what all the first goal is, we should not have any poverty. Then second goal is we should end hunger, means there should not be anyone who is sleeping without food. So even we have food security, we have ration, we are giving, many states are giving in subsidized price, even they are giving free. But still, if we see in the anger index globally, we are ranking, means our rank is not that much low. And even the third goal is giving good health and well-being to all the human beings who are in the earth, even to the animals also. Good quality of education, that is the fourth goal. Gender equality, bridging the gender equality or gender gap. Gender equality is not only for female, male, means if we are giving a gender preference to female also, if something somewhere male also should be given, they have to be given. It is not that one gender is above or one gender is low. So we are going for gender neutralization. So both the gender should be equal, so that the society can progress in a proper way. And the sixth goal is clean water and sanitization. So what is the purpose of bringing a clean water and sanitization is to promote good health. And seventh goal is affordable and clean energy. For example, now we have carbon, we are burning all the fossil fuels and we are producing carbon dioxide and other gases which are toxic to the environment. So that kind of gases, we have to get rid of that. And we, even for example, here, what I personally feel is clean energy is not even electrical energy. I support solar energy, because for electric energy also, if we are not creating from nuclear resource, other resources, we have to burn the fossil fuel. So there also we will be going for polluting the environment. So this also seventh goal. Then after that, decent for all the things. For example, we want to bring peace, we want to end the anger, or we want to we want to go for zero poverty. For that, the main thing is we have to educate and able to provide suitable job environment for all the human beings, not only for our society, for our country, or because now the whole world is a global village. So we have to talk about whole world or whole humanity. So even so how we can bring this job, we can bring by industrial revolution or innovation or bringing new startups. And how we can do that by giving equal opportunity, not having any racialism or any based upon caste or religion. We should not discriminate anyone. So giving reducing inequality and sustainable cities by making good cities where we reduce plastic pollution or CFC gas, like that we have to reduce. First we have to create awareness, because most of educated people also don't know. For example, now we are in Hyderabad, we are having good climate. In that also, if we say sit in the AC cars, they are switching on the ACs. Why? Because there is no need. But AC is there in the car, that does not mean we have to switch on. So we should be able to create the knowledge. By using this AC, we are releasing some gas which is harmful to the environment. And even responsible consumption. For example, plastic. Plastic has been produced because we consume it. So that kind of we should be responsible. And what kind of climate change? For example, now, like winter is not ending, it is extending. Even the summer is not ending, because due to this, all the climate, what all we are doing the things which is not suitable for the climate, it is not able to end the particular climate, and the climate change is happening. If rain is happening, means it is extending to till winter or summer. The next season is not coming. It has been postponed because of our activity. We are spoiling the environment. Now it's a time to correct those activities. And life underwater also. For example, life underwater also very essential. We should not pollute our rivers. Ultimately, it pollutes the sea. And there, the life under the water also very important. In the life in the land also same important. Not only, for example, when we talk about sustainability, we should not only talk about human beings. In the lands, there are other animals also. We are among one of them. We have some knowledge. That does not mean we should ignore them. Their safety, this thing also we have to take into account. And this all how we can bring by having a peace, justice, and means other things which like strong, how we can bring by having strong institutions which should be corruption free. For example, if any case is coming to any court, the judge should be corruption free and he should be unbiased. If he is biased towards any community, anything, then there is no justice or peace will be delivered in the society or in the country. For this, all the things we have to create a partnership. So this all the 17 goals, which I am going to talk for another 1.5 hours. So that we can bring a clarity on what is the condition and what UN is suggesting and what all the things, possible things we can go for an intervention. So the first goal is no poverty. So the UN is saying we should end poverty by 2030. So just we will have some statistics. For example, 36 in the past 3-4 decades, the poverty has been decreased. 36% has been decreased in 1990s, and by 2015 there was a 10% of decrease. There was a decrease in poverty only, means due to our innovative ideas and we are able to start new companies, new employment, poverty was reduced, even giving good education. But what happened in the pandemic, now the COVID, after 2020 there is an increase in poverty, nearly 8% of the increase in the poverty and globally. So that is worrying, means now we have to, the trend is reversing, means from past 2 to 3 decades, we are able to reduce the poverty, but which is now increasing. So we have to see, means now at least we have improved, means we have came out of the COVID pandemic. So now we can go for good education, good startups, good innovation, and good means what we can say, employment generation, by which we can reduce the poverty. For example, 10% of the world population is still living under extreme poverty. And for example, if we see sub-Saharan African countries, there are people are living below $2. For example, $2 means how much? It will be 150 rupees per day. In 150 rupees, he not only that person is consuming, his whole family has to consume the day-to-day means requirement. So like for example, 2,200 calories one person needs. But with 150 rupees, what for example, I only cannot means meet my requirements. So we have to see what is the condition of the world and how we can improve that. Even the rural rate area, having 0.2% more than that of the urban area. So our focus area should be rural. For example, if somebody wants to end this, what we can say, the first goal, the no poverty. So we have to work towards rural areas, because the main focus area should be rural, because there are more number of people who are poor. And African countries like sub-Saharan areas, there we can concentrate. And for this, what we have, means why this is happening, why people are having poor or poverty, means there is no job. For example, those who are earning $2 per day, today job will be there, tomorrow the job is there or not, we don't know. So that is the reason, means poverty is there. So how we can ensure a permanent job to rural areas or people who are working in means African countries. So how we can reduce that, all we have to think. And even if we see people who are living in the extreme condition in 2018, there are 8% of the total world population is living under extreme condition. So that also we have to consider how we can means bring some changes into that. So for example, now means different frameworks have been formulated by UN, and they are means mainly focusing on this means poor countries to ensure means they have politically stable and international support has been given to them, so that the social economical conditions should be stable, so that they can get a means employment by which they can get their daily requirement or the thing what they want to get. So like that, some interventions has been done from our side. Like for example, if we are living in a rural area, we can means do something like educating the youths or giving some skill trainings. What we know from our side means we cannot change the world, but at least we can change our surroundings so that world will be a means place to live sustainably. Even they have means many funds have been allocated. So this all they are doing from the larger side, but it will not have that much impact until people who are like us in the ground do something for our country, for our earth. And even, for example, they have different roadmaps for social, this all they have, but this all, it is not sufficient unless we do something. Then next goal is means they want to end the zero. They want to end the hunger. So what is hunger? Not having food or not having nutritious food. For example, 2,200 calories we want. If somebody is not able to fulfill that requirement, he is hunger or he is not having that kind of facilities what we have. So currently, for example, 690 billion people are hunger worldwide, or roughly we can say in percentage they are 9% worldwide, and they are every year we are adding up 10 billion. Every year 10 billion is being added. For example, in next 5 years 60 billion will be added. So we have to see, means this is priority. So we have to end this hunger. So nobody should sleep without food. So how we can do that, or how we can do that? We can ourselves only think, how we can do, or how we can do is by educating them, by creating employment, or going for innovative ideas, or going for startups, or creating employment opportunities. So from our side also, government will be doing many things, but what we will able to do at least we can educate a child who is dropped out from school, like that we can do. And for example, it is not, they are also saying it is not an easy track, the track will not be easy to go for a zero hunger by 2030. So for example, if we are not doing that, the number will surpass, it will be more than 840 billion people, those who are without food by 2030. So from our side also we can do something. And for example, due to this COVID-19, 135 million people are suffering from acute hunger, and largely due to man-made conflicts like Russia-Ukraine war, climate change. So this all things are happening, and additional 130 billion people will suffer by, and have been suffered by 2010. So even, for example, a billion people are potentially in the brink of starvation. So starvation is what you are not having food for one time, that is you are hungry. But for example, for 1 week or 10 days you are not having, without food you are dying, so that is starvation. So that's what 1 billion means. A billion people are there without food for a long time, and their survival is at stake. So that also we have to see how we can donate some, if we have enough money which we are able to fulfill, we can at least donate something to the charity or orphanage, so that at least this kind of things they don't go for starvation. So this all the figures, for example, now currently we have already told 690 billion people are hungry. That will be, if we are continuing and we are not taking any steps, the world will face another 2 billion extra people will be by 2050. So our goal is 2030. By 2030, we have to reduce this all. So how we can reduce? Already, like I have told, what we have, we can share, or we can, at least if we don't have money, we can share our knowledge for our society enlightenment. We cannot change the whole world. At least our surroundings, we can reduce the poverty. Other person from other part of the world also will be get motivated, and he will be doing that. So like that, we can do that. then what all the interventions they are doing, means they are saying what we can do or what they are doing in order to address the risk. They are saying that food and agriculture should be organized. Means like new methods we can introduce, and food needs means those population, like those who are living below poverty line, or those who are beggars, those do not have proper shelter, or orphanages, they have to be identified and they have to be given food. And for example, global food trade also we should not restrict. For example, essential items like we are importing or exporting, that should not be banned. If we are able to meet our domestic consumption, if like Bhutan or Africa or Afghanistan, they want the means food, means we have to give them, because we are global. We should, means humanity should be at first, because we are all human beings. So whatever we have, after that, if excess is there, we should be able to give. So we have to keep global food trade, and we should be means in a way that we serve to other society or other people irrespective of their caste, religion, and keep at the same time. It is not that we have to give away everything. We have to first keep our supply, our domestic supply. If it is sufficient, more than if it is there, we can donate to other person or other country. And even farmers can be supported with the new kind of interventions or new kind of methods. What the UN or your local agriculture department has some innovative ideas, that also we can give the farmer support. And even the UN global humanitarian response layouts a step-by-step activities for the different countries. That also we can see, and we can from that we can implement what all the policies, all the aid which is being given to the farmers or the other peoples who are engaged in agriculture. Now, the third goal is good health and well-being. So, for example, in the past few decades, due to allopathic treatment and new innovative things in the medical field, we are able to reduce many things. For example, we are able to reduce the mortality rate by 30, means this is nearly 80% we are able to reduce. Sorry. 30% we are able to reduce the mortality rate, and even 10% of the death or what we can say, the children who are malnutrition or not having proper what we can say health, that has been reduced to 10%. Even deliveries which are happening, 80% are under the care of hospital or some nursing home. But what is worrying is that we have reduced this all the things, but still 1.4 billion children are dying before the age of 5 years. So that we have to see. Even the worrying thing is that, for example, there are 2.1 billion people are still affected by HIV, and 4 lakh people are still affected by tuberculosis worldwide, and deaths are happening. This many deaths are happening. So that we have to see. Even they have told, UN is saying that they will reduce the mortality rate, maternal pregnancy mortality rate. They will reduce, they will bring to 70 per lakh. If 1 lakh child is born, the mother will not be dying, she will be 70% death will happen, like that they're saying. But that also what I'm saying, we have to bring it zero. Why 70 females also die due to pregnancy? That also we should be able to bring to zero. And even they are saying, for example, we have to bring those children, the infant, those who are dying before 5 years of age, to 12 per 1,000. This also I am saying we have to bring to zero. So why a single child should die if we are able to bring everything good? So that we have to consider, and be innovative things, or some healthcare should be how we can bring this by bringing that, for example, 80% are able to go to hospital. So remaining 20% are there. Mostly they will be there in the rural areas. We have to bring those healthcare facility to the access. The healthcare facility should be accessible. Then only we can reduce this. We can achieve this number, and even we can achieve this number, or we can I am not in favor of this number. Also, we can achieve 0% of mortalities. And even UN is saying that means like AIDS or tuberculosis, malaria, we are going to end it. And like communicable diseases, we are going to see that its spread is limited to certain area or certain locality. So this all the goals. For that, what we have to do means we can request if some medical scholar or somebody is watching, they can go for innovation in the drug discovery for AIDS or tuberculosis, for malaria, even for this other diseases like communicable diseases, hepatitis, waterborne diseases. We can educate people like how to use proper water sanitation facility, like that. Like we can do that. If somebody wants to end the disease, then they have to go for innovation. So I urge the scientific community to concentrate on this innovative things, so that they can do something on this by 2030, so that we can get rid of this, what we can say, this 21 billion and 4 lakh deaths. And this all the sustainable that the same thing they are saying, the death we will reduce from hazardous chemicals. Like we are using now many chemicals we are using in different industries, and we are not purifying, and it is been reduced, dumped in the seas, so that we can reduce. And plastic usage, that all we can reduce and implement. Like for example, they have given a framework for tobacco and drug usage, that all we have to implement in different countries and different localities. And drug abuse, this all we have to reduce. For example, if we see by 2020, half of the deaths in the globally has occurred due to injuries from road incidents. So road incidents also we have to see, how the traffic, for example, now in India, population is one of the problem, due to which we have so much of traffic. So for that, like building flyovers or creating other form of roadways or highways, that all we can see. Even by 2010 or 2030, sexual and reproductive health care should be taken into consideration. What all the consideration we have to take, like family planning, giving information about child education, family education, even like one child policy, like China has bought, not one child, at least 2 child policy we have to bring, because now it is not about your country, my religion, your religion. Tomorrow, if we are not bringing, for example, the hard truth is by 2030, if we are not bringing by before 2030, our world will end. That will be the hard reality. If we are not obeying the nature's call, then nature will not obey. We will not be existing by 2030 if we are not doing this. So we have to keep our religion or our beliefs aside, and we have to work towards nations or our Earth's development. We have to do something so that we can create less burden on this earth, and all of us can live happily. And I personally suggest that, for example, if we are not having, many people may not be having child, don't go for IV or test tube babies. You adopt some orphan person. He is also a human being. At least he will not suffer from hunger. He will not suffer from poverty. Like that, if we are not able to produce the baby, don't force and produce a baby. What is the use? You are creating a burden on the planet. So one this all non-communicable disease also creating many deaths. That one premature deaths are happening. So that also we can reduce if we are able to properly educate them about sanitization and usage of proper water and other forms of interventions. So next is for everything, main thing is education. If a country is not having education, what all we plan, no use. So proper quality education. Now even our national policy framework has came up. So like that, right now, what all the things we will see in the education, the access is, for example, 60 billion students are not able to access school, this studies worldwide. So even, for example, 780 billion are illiterate. So this this is leading to means all the other factors, not getting job, underemployment, and their babies are malnutrition, having deaths before 5 years of age. So education is one of the key factors which will means solve other problems. So for example, we can go for online teaching. At least one person who is in our neighbor, if he is not educated, we can educate them. There was one plan, I think 10 years or 20 years back, that each one teach one, government has planned. So like that we can promote something so that we can teach and we can bring these numbers down. And quality, for example, education is there. Even for example, I have done a PhD in management. So after doing PhD also, many people don't know what is research methodology. So that is the quality of our education system. So means whether we are creating educated people with quality, that is also a big question. So that also we should ensure whether we are creating degrees, but that degrees whether we are giving to the eligible candidates. Then for example, like from 2000 to 2012, if we see, we have able to drop some 2 billion students have been able, we are able to get them into schools, but that is not sufficient. Means even if we are able to get them into school, whether we are giving quality education to them or just we have started a school and just giving them the certificates or degrees. So this is a thing which we have to see. Even for example, 10% has been increased in the enrollment rates, but that is not sufficient. Even for example, in the world, many people have been denied the basic education. So this basic education of fundamental rights, for example, below 14 years of a child should be educated. So that we have to ensure, means every child is being given education. Even in our surroundings, if some child labor, if we are seeing, we will ignore and go. So we have to ask them why he is employing such child. And if possible, we can go to their families and ask them to send them to the schools. If their family is so poor, then we can think about some providing them with some government initiatives to them. So like that, we should see and we should bring children, because we are educated people. We can at least create something in our society. Gender equality. So for example, there are many things which UN says to create for women rights. As per me, women have been given rights somewhere. If something is not there, that we have to look into. But at the same time, a men's has to be given the same rights. It is not that we are giving rights to the women's and we are ignoring men's. So what I feel is, giving the rights should be equality. Gender neutralization should be done. So both the genders should be equal. It should not be like one gender is above another gender. That also will not bring healthy environment in the society. So this all the things which they have promoted for women's rights as a human rights. So that all has been done, and I hope the women have been given the rights apart from the crime which has been committed in the workplace or the domestic place, that we have to counter with other things. Otherwise, the rights we have to give both of them equally. Means it is we should not discriminate men and women. So this all the interventions. Even in 1979 only, General Assembly, they have passed a resolution that women has to be given equal rights. Now, the sixth goal is giving clean water and sanitation. Why we have to give clean water and sanitation? Because the clean water and sanitation, if we are not giving to the individual, that will lead to the, what we can say, poor health and not getting good job. For example, he is having some disease. He will not be able to get good job. If he is not getting good job, his health will not be good, and his family will be starving. So for that, for us also to have a good health and good sanitation, we should promote using good health, good water. and good sanitation. Like for example, now each house should have a toilet. The Prime Minister has started the campaign. So it was successful and he had forced many people to go for that. So the purpose is that only to avoid communicable disease and to have a healthy society. For example, every year, billion of people, most of them children dies or due to this disease. They are dying. Why? Because of this poor sanitation facility. So what are the interventions? Like we can support, we can monitor the water quality, we can support the, like our Prime Minister has, our Honorable Prime Minister has initiated that toilet for each house and he was successful. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan all he initiated and he had forced. Even means we have heard some stories like in North India, one girl was not marrying because means toilet was not there in their in-laws. So like that means in the ground level also, in the family, in the surroundings also, like the girl also, we should take some initiatives so that we can bring a society change in the society. And this all they are means they have some they have given some, what we can say, some laws or some policies they have made. This all bigger policies and bigger things. But what I emphasize is I emphasize on this I emphasize on the thing is that we have to do something from our thing, from the ground level, because UN or central government or state government will not come to our street or will not be able to look into our problems or our people what they have the problem. So what at least God has given some knowledge to us that we can do and we can improve our society or our surroundings. And affordable and clean energy. So this again means I give it to innovators or the students who are into engineering or innovation startups or something. So they can go for affordable. Means why they are saying affordable. For example, I focus on nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, if it is used for electricity, I am supporting. If electricity is coming from coal, I am not supporting that. Because once again, we are spoiling the environment. Then what is the purpose of electricity? You are getting from the same coal. Maybe the percentage of burning is less, but ultimately you are spoiling the energy. So why they are saying affordable? Maybe they were also on my line when they formulated this policy. So affordability, why they are saying is, means for example, now solar is not affordable. Solar panels are not, for example, I cannot buy. Even I am having a decent pay and I am into a middle class of our society, but I am also not able to afford solar panels or solar things. So that is what means we have to go for more research, not only in electric vehicles or electricity. I mean, because coal, unless until we are using nuclear energy, coal is once again will spoil the thing. So we have to focus on solar energy, how we can reduce the cost of those solar panels, or so how we can bring more powerful panels at less cost. So that all we have to think. This is all the statistics. For example, means cooking access to clean fuel like LPGs. Now even our government also did. Means I am not promoting government, but some of the things which are good we have to promote. For example, they have bought gas to every house, because earlier they used to cook in the smoke. So that, for example, 51% to 54.8% was there in 2014. Actually, our government came in 2014. Now we don't have the statistics for India. Means as a whole world, I am means giving the statistics. So there in the whole world till 2014, some 7% of increase was there. So the progress was made from 2010. So like greed, power, this all they have told for the whole world, but for our society, what we can do, that we have to see. I request the engineering college also, engineering colleges and startup companies, tech companies, prototype, those who are developing, concentrate on solar panels and how we can produce powerful panels with less expense. So even here what they are saying with my line, that nuclear power, but nuclear power which we are generating, we should not think about fighting with Pakistan or fighting with China. We have to, means even Chinese or Pakistanis should not think that we have to develop a nuclear missile to hit India or to hit China. So we have to develop for mankind, means we have to generate electricity out of that. What is the use of killing them and killing us? Ultimately, loss is a human loss. So then decent work and economical growth. So how we can means get by educating everyone, by creating job opportunity. So by that only we can give a decent work. If, for example, a person is not fit, what we can say in the AICT also, colleges, engineers are not fit for the job. Jobs are there, but most of the engineers are not fit for the job which are there in the industry. So whether we are able to generate quality education or we are able to provide quality education, that we have to look into. Even for already we have told, no, below $2, that is 150 rupees below, many families are living in African countries. So that is all we have to improve. How we can improve? By giving a quality, not only education, quality education. And for example, what will be the impact? We can increase the GDP of the country. So when we are increasing the GDP of the country, the per capita income of the person will increase. So like that, he will be having a livelihood. Then the ninth goal is, this is the thing what we have to do for generating employment. We have to create industries, we have to go for innovation, and we have to go for infrastructure. Luckily, AICT has now started this innovative councils in different colleges. We are also members in that councils, and we are promoting innovation. So like this, we have to do some innovation. For even the startups within 5 years, 80 to 90% are failing. But why still we are going for innovation is, those who are surviving 10 to 20%, those who are surviving after 5 years, they have the potential to absorb this 90% loss and to generate more employment. So that's what we have to, we should not hesitate, 90% of the startups are failing. So we should stop the innovation. It is not like that, because if we see Israel and we are competing in the global level in the innovation. What is the population of Israel? It is nearly 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs. And what is our population? We can produce 100 times that of Israel's population. Innovative products or innovative things. Until we are able to give suitable opportunities to the skilled person, it should reach. So that we have to create an environment. Already I am happy that AICT and Government of India is looking into, even from our side as a faculty or as a entrepreneur, we have to see whether we are able to innovate the thing and we are able to do something good for the society by our innovation. Even for example, if some research work you are taking, it may be social science research, or it may be engineering research, or it may be any research, you just see. I urge the research scholars and the researcher to see that it is impacting the society, positively impacting the society, by which we can bridge the gap. So this all the things like machine automation, smart mobility, reducing fuel consumption by smart planning. This all means they are already doing it, and we can also do something from our end. What all possible? Like from our end, if you are an engineering faculty, go for innovative ambassador training. Promote this innovative cell activities in your institutions, and ask your institution to allocate funds for this innovative things. And next is reducing inequality. So how we can reduce the inequality? But first, we have to treat a human as a human. Forget about religion, caste, system. After all, he is a human, you are a human. So as a human, we have to first consider a human. Means it is not your country, my country, your place, my place. It's a global village. Today we have to survive. Means, for example, now 200 or 1,000 years back, our forefathers have built many temples or monuments or something worldwide. But what we are going to give? Polluted air, pollution with plastic. This, how we can end when we are ending social inequality based upon religion, caste. Okay, someone has some belief, leave them with that belief. Why? Means we should not, as per me, we should not impose what we have. We should be democratic. Means if somebody is saying he means prefer to follow his way of life, let him follow. Other person is following, let him follow. Leave. Why you follow yours and you do something good for the society? So like that we have to do, means we have to connect what they are saying it, we have to connect the remote and isolated area. We have to means we have to go for a democratic participation and accessible to the information. For example, now STSCs has been given quota. Many people who are in the rural area, they don't know that they have the quota. We have to educate them, means we don't belong to that caste also. He is also a human being. So whether his advancement is the advancement of ours, our earth or our society. So like that we have to think and we have to do. And even for example, now the Afghanistan, one Buddha statue has been broken down. That is our heritage. We have to safeguard that. Based upon religion, we can follow religion, but based on the religion, we should not spread hate. So this is for sustainable cities and communities. The next 11th goal is sustainable. So for example, if we are able to generate proper employment, proper education, proper what we can say, living condition and equality, gender equality, everything we are able to bring, then we can have, then this is the last goal, because automatically it will come. When you are having everything good, the place will be sustainable. Now, but the statistics, if we see, 1 billion people are still under living, means they are living in the slum areas. Even 99% of the air which we breathe, like what you are breathing or me, I am breathing, it's polluted. For example, if we are sitting in under car and breathing the AC, that is a polluted CFC gas. If it is able to create a hole in the ozone, you just think, what is your faith? Means we are thinking that it will not create, it will create something which we don't know. Okay, so we have to see, means I'm not saying that you don't use AC when you are in Chennai or something, means you are in Rajasthan when means 50 degree or 40 degree this sun is there. But at the place like Hyderabad now, there is no need to use any kind of AC. Means now the condition is like that. At the same time, at that time also, if you have car, if you have AC, means you don't use that. Why you want to use? You just open the window and means enjoy the atmosphere. Don't spoil the atmosphere, because we have nature. We can afford. Nature cannot afford. So that is what. So even we can upgrade. Means like safe and affordable housing by 2030. This all can be done by properly educating, by giving them education, employment, and means equality in the society. For example, now we have given means STSC, we have given the rights, but still if we see, many people are not marrying the ST bride or ST groom. If you are from other caste. Why? Because still that discrimination is there. So that we have to end. Even I say, from one religion to other religion also we should go, means get married. So what is that? Means he is also human being, you are also human being. Like that. And affordable and accessible, sustainable transportation, improve road safety, this all we have to do. So this all sustainable urbanization, capacity for participation, integration, sustainability, this all means theory. Practically what we are going to do, that will matter in next 10 years. So even safeguarding the world culture and heritage, that's what I told in the Afghanistan they have done. So whatever we have to safeguard, whether we have what religion or what caste system or what we believe we follow, we should not means disrespect something which has been done earlier. Okay, they may have some other belief and they have done. There is no point of destroying that. And also we should not impose our thing to other person if he is not liking that. Like that, when reducing the number of death by means decreasing the direct economical loss due to global economical crisis, like means increasing the, what we can say, reducing the anger index, coming out of the, not reducing, what I say, our government should focus to come out from the anger index. So like other countries also should focus, like ending the poverty, that all it should be the priority. And even they are here also, they are saying that we will reduce to 70 death birth. That all not needed. We have to aim for zero. means end means we have to end. After that, if something is there, we can see. We have to go for zero tolerance in these goals. By 2010 means per capita environmental impact. For example, now how much impact we are polluting the environment, how many CFC gas, how much CFC gas we are reducing to the environment, how much plastics we are using. So that also we have to introspect, and we have to see whether how much we are when we are going to a shop, whether we are asking for plastic. If he is giving also, we should not take. As a environmental friendly citizen and who knows the 17 goals, he should not be taking any, he should not impact, he should not pollute the environment by his behavior. Even he should not, if for example he is having car, at least electric cars also I am not favoring, because solar cars are not now came, because still they are doing R&D and they are not able to find out powerful panels which can run a car with affordability. So for time being, at least shift to electric cars and do something which does not harm the society, means the environment. Like don't use ACs at least when it is not needed. So like that all we can do, and don't use fridge when it is not needed. Like universal, safe, inclusive. This is what inclusiveness means. We have to bring inclusiveness in the society. It is not because he is from other religion or other caste we have to discriminate. So this also, if we see, if I want to give, because I don't support any ideology, but for example, our Prime Minister has done many good things. So that only examples we can quote, because that I don't know whether he was knowing these goals earlier or not, but he had done many things which supports these goals. For example, many people are saying that demonetization was very bad, something, it was not good. But why he had done, the ultimate reason is because many of the, what we can say, many of the funds were in the improper channel. It is not in the banking system. So what was done when the demonetization has been done, all the funds, the legal funds, illegal funds have came to the banking system. So what happened? Our economy has been strengthened. Now Sri Lanka is at the edge, means already collapsed. Pakistan is in the same condition of Sri Lanka, going to collapse, because Western countries has some personal interest with Pakistan, and they don't like India. They are the country is surviving. So why we are surviving? Our condition also will be like that only if we have not taken that initiatives. So if somebody is taking, means I am not saying that Prime Minister has done everything good, but what is he has done good, we have to analyze whether what is the impact, longer impact. Even Raghuram Rajan now, he is a critic of our government. So he is also told that we are not going, means like Sri Lanka or Pakistan. Why we are not going? Because of this inclusive steps which we have been taken. Even if we say, I don't know the numbers, but it is in millions or billions. People have opened their accounts, those who are below poverty line, due to this initiative. Earlier, nobody had bank accounts. So that is all inclusive growth. Like that, other countries also can follow, other societies also can follow, so that we can have a social, economical stability in the country. We can say 100 of, we can say 100 of bad things about our government. But what is being done good, that we have to take it. Then this all we have to adopt like that. They have given this already, they have told by 2020, but still we have not able to achieve that integrated policy. So policy should not be, for example, center is bringing some policy, means it should be integrated. Like he is want to end he want to provide a good sanitation, means he should not only provide in the Gujarat. So he should actually he has integrated that thing. So like that, we have to integrate and we have to do by that is all. It has been over, the period is over, but still if some states or some government is not being done, they have to do this. And reduce disaster risk. So disaster management is also very, needed for of the hour. For example, now any cyclone is coming. Even, for example, in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, I'm from Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka will be fighting for water. Now, from past 1 decade or past 5 years, we are not fighting because by the God's grace, we have water. What I'm saying, we are fighting every time. We have engineers. Tamil Nadu has so many colleges. Karnataka is also well off with colleges. So we cannot bring something to store this water. From many days in Hyderabad also we are getting rain. Whether we are having any structure, we have formulated any integrated approach. So that one place the water is we are getting the rainwater, whether how much water is being stored, what is the mechanism. We have not came up with such kind of innovation. We are finding again, if other rain is not coming in other 2-3 years, we will be fighting. What is the use of fighting? That we should come out of this political game for our society. What we can do, how we can do, we have to do, because if we are not doing, then nature will give its own reply, and we should be responsible. Then we should not blame anyone. Means already everybody has told, means this all the goals and we have to do. If we are not doing, who will be responsible? We will be responsible. And for example, those who are doing also, some people are not doing. For them, who will be responsible? Ultimately, we all will be the responsible. It is our responsibility to do something, because the time is now there. Then sustainable consumption and production. For example, this plastic. If we see plastic production, I am working in one of the paper in plastic production. So plastic production after 70s is as before 70s this plastic production was not there. After that, the demand is there, the production is there. Okay, the demand is there, production is there. What I'm saying, we as a customer first, we stop using. Then we will ask them to stop using packing small products like chips. Many products are now, industry is not having any alternatives. We have to cut the supply. From the government also, they have to stop. Because if they stop, ultimately some innovative products people will identify and bring. Like for example, Kurkure or Lays, which we are buying, even for small shampoo, every packet is having plastic. So if we want to end, we have to end everything. We have to end everything, and when we are ending, then only we are able to find suitable solutions for that. Innovative ideas will come. On par with that, some other instruments will come, other things will come which we can use. So how we can do, if we are using plastic also, we have to able to, recyclable things we only should be able to use, or should be only allowed to use. Means if it is not recyclable or not for example, remanufacturable, reusable or recyclable or recovered, only we have to allow. The government also knows how many plastics which manufactured, how much can be recycled. That much only they have to allow. Others think they have to go for an alternative. Let it be, if it is 5 rupees we are paying, tomorrow we have to pay 7 rupees or 8 rupees. At least we will be happy in this earth, not having any disease or any, we are washed away due to some rain or due to some flood. That will be happening if we are not doing that. Then this all they have, United Nations environment policies, they have framed some, and they have approved for this sustainability, and they have even forced the government order for this sustainable goals. So this all the higher levels, but at the ground level, as a citizen of as a responsible citizen of a country, of a earth, what we are doing, that will matter in another 10 years. So this all the initiatives, what all they have taken, like they have provided the hubs, they are creating awareness, even they are conducting seminars, all the things. So now this is a 13th goal. So climate change. Now climate change is, for example, what I have told, what we can say. Now if winter is there, means winter is extending. Now summer is there, means summer is extending. Other climate is not coming. If rain is coming, means not only rain is coming, flood is coming. Even if you say in Hyderabad or Chennai, if rain comes, whole city is submerged, because the city is not properly planned. Now even in the sea shores, they are building the houses. So what will happen? The city is ultimately, if we are not now Chennai or seashore areas, we are not saving, the whole city will be washed away someday. So we have to plan. For example, we can even as Madurai is another one district, which is means we can develop a state there. So it is not means I'm not saying to divide the state, but at least everybody is why they are coming. 5 to 6 trains comes from Madurai to Chennai. Why everybody comes for job? Job opportunities only available in Chennai, not there in Madurai. So at least some job opportunities, if you create a capital or a different state, then only you will give a job opportunity. Otherwise, you create a job opportunity. There is no job opportunity in Madurai. Even the people's this thing was coming. What tech park was coming, that project also cancelled. So you are cancelling the project. What will be the ultimate impact? By 2030, Chennai will not be there. So now only we have to decide whether you are going to give some job opportunity or you are going for some other state. If you are not giving state, at least provide some other opportunity there. So that is what I am saying. This is the impact, like for global warming, this all things are happening. Like what we can say, the 6% there are increase in the emission, CO2 emission, CFC emission. So this all we have to, due to this what will be the impact of the hole in the ozone? Ultraviolet rays will come, and it's different types of skin disease. Some disease we will have, that will be the new disease, like this virus also. Due to that means we can say the climate change is the one of the reason for the spread of this virus. So like this, another new disease will come if we don't focus on the current environment. Like they are saying, like we have to strengthen and adaptive capacity to climate change related hazards. Like what all the hazards we know, CO2 and plastic pollution and this CFC gas, that we have to reduce. And integrated climate change measures into national policy, that has been integrated. But in the ground level, whether we are doing it, whether we are means for political purpose, sheer political purpose. Why Madurai is not developed? Because they don't, the political parties don't want to focus on Madurai. At the last, what will happen? We have to suffer. Chennai will not exist after 10 or 20 years. So before that, if we want to make Chennai to exist, we have to focus job opportunity on other place. It means Madurai or some other places. If you don't like Madurai, place, give some other opportunity. They are developing Coimbatore, but they are not developing southern parts of Tamil Nadu. Madurai, Tirunelveli, develop some areas, no? That people will get the population. Most of the, if you see, if you take a Sensex, most people, those who are Chennai are from Madurai and Tirunelveli. So why they are going there? Because there is no job opportunity in Madurai or Tirunelveli. So create some job opportunity there. Then this all the resolutions they have passed in 2020 all has gone. But whether we are able to achieve something, I don't think we are able to achieve. We are far, means we have to do something more than what they are saying. Then this is the 14th goal, life under the water. For example, life under the water. Now there also we are polluting it. We are going for overfishing. We are going acidification. How? Means we are not purifying the water which is there in the, we are not purifying the chemicals which are released from the industry and we are dumping in the sea. Nobody sees that. Even if inspection comes, we are giving them a bribe and we are escaping. But at what time? What is the cost? Ultimately, we will not exist in the earth, or if we are existing in the earth, we will exist with a new disease. And for example, what is that? Like ocean, these chemicals, this plastic pollution, this all coming. What is happening due to the temperature? The flora and fauna of the ocean is going away. Means the fishes are dying. The other animals who are living in the, who are habitated in that sea, they are dying. So what we can do? Reduce the usage of plastic. Reduce, if you run a chemical industry, don't pollute the river. If you are not able to pollute, at least purify that waste and then send to the sea. At least something we have to do. Then we cannot blame after 10 years or 20 years when we will be washed away or we will be burnt away by the nature. So that we have to see. So this all the policies which they have given interventions. So now life on the land. Equally, for example, life below the sea is important. Life on the land, when I talk about, it is not about only human beings. Human beings, we are there, we are doing everything what we like, and we are polluting, we are enjoying the environment at the cost of polluting it and living happily. But what about other animals, other habitats? So them also we have to safeguard. For example, almost 90% of the forest have been cutted down. Why we have cutted down? For our agriculture purpose. So that we have to see whether we are cutting those forests, how many living organisms we are living, whether we are rehabiting them, because they are also each, for example, God or something, because I don't believe any God, because what I feel is what we do that matters. So what I say is, if we believe a God has created, so the God has created each organism with some purpose. So for example, if that organism is not existing, there will be a ecosystem imbalance. So we have to, even one single organism, we should safeguard its rights, its availability in the our land. Otherwise, the disease or something is coming because it is not existing. So that we have to see. So biodiversity or land surface monitoring, territorial biodiversification, this all theory, this all they will say, but at the ground we have to do something. We should not run petrol vehicles or diesel cars. We have to go for electric vehicles. We should not use plastics. We should not kill other animals. Means I'm not saying don't kill chickens or something, because they are, that ecosystem balance is something. Then means killing some other animals. Some animals have been created to be the food for other human beings. So that is natural, because there is no other purpose for their existence. For other animals, for example, like tiger, lion, they are having some other purpose of existence, and other other flora and fauna. So that also we have to safeguard. Then finally, I mean, so this two things, if we are all doing that 15 goals, we do, or government do, or international, national means organizations are doing and successfully they are achieving, means we can get proper peace, justice, and we can have strong institution. After getting that also, how we can, means for example, to bring those all the things, we should follow a peace. For example, we are having equality, we are having good environment. If we are not having peace, for example, Afghanistan was a good country before 20 to 30 years. But what happened due to this war? First, Russia has invaded, then US has invaded, everybody has invaded and went. But what is the cost? The growth, the people have not been able to get the basic requirement. So the peace is very important. Then the justice, even peace is coming. Now they are having only one ideology. So whether that one ideology also you have, I am not against one ideology or something, whether you are able to give justice to the human beings who are under you, if they are not following some religion, whether you are giving justice to them, that has to be delivered. You follow one ideology, but you should not impose that ideology on others. Then inclusion, that's what means. You follow one ideology. For example, Taliban is following one ideology. Whether they are including other minorities or they are, that we have to look. If they are not able to include the minority, then there is no, means this all goals, giving the goals them is not of any use. Then means multi stakeholders, like that's what, if Taliban is ruling with one ideology, they have to include other stakeholders. If some 1% or 2% of Hinduism or some Buddhism also they are living, they have to allow them, they have to see whether what is their rights. Like that we have to see. Then periodic scoreboards are like in our country who are the minorities, or in Afghanistan who are minorities, who are in Pakistan who are the minorities, or the Bangladesh who are minorities. So we have to address them, and we have to see, a score. Means how much they have achieved, how much equality we have given. Like that we have to see. Means like first we have to see about our South Asia before speaking about European countries or African countries or American countries. In South Asia, where we are, Sri Lanka, where we are able to improve it, whether we have Pakistan, we are able to solve our issues. That issue is from 70 to 60 years we have issue. But whether we are able to resolve, Pakistan is spending the same money. They are not even eating the food. They are spending all the money for army. They are giving everything like that. That is the craze they have created. Here also we are spending most of the funds. Means I'm not saying it's not good, it's good for national security, everything is good, but when if there is no conflict, there is no need to spend. No, that's what I'm saying. We have to resolve, means by peace, or go for a fight, or resolve the issue. No, every day we are dying at the border. So like that, go for a peace talk, negotiate with China, small part of land that COK, it has been occupied, POK, they are occupying. Ask them to resolve that. That is costing who huge burden to both the three countries. So that also we have to see that political parties should know the impact of this war or this Cold War for a year, for 50 years. What is the use of having that war with China or with the Pakistan? What we achieved, what they achieved, nothing. Dead bodies we have achieved. So that's what we have to see. So how we can go by going for a partnership? We have to create a partnership irrespective of race, religion, or means ideology. We have to able to create a partnership. So like this, all we can bring means equality, justice, employment, and reduce hunger and poverty in the society. By 2010 they have given the goal, means time frame. So by that time we should be able to reduce. If we are not able to reduce, then means nature's consequence, what all the things will come, that we should be happily able to accept that. So like for example, in that some funds have been allocated. So net means fund has been allocated, direct investment has been given globally for the sustainable development, that is nearly 2 billion funds, and even direct investment have been given nearly 1.58 trillion. So this all the funds have been given. For whether the funds have been properly utilized depends upon our mentality. If for example we follow one ideology, or we discriminate one caste or something, then there is no use of this giving this fund. Even there is a decline of 18% of the fund due to COVID, that all funds can be given. But the heart should be, first we have to change from our heart, that we are human beings and we have to treat our fellow human being as a human being. And not only human beings, other animals who are there with us, other animals who are living under the sea, whether we are able to provide them with proper means environment in which they are supposed to live. So this all was just UN General Assembly presents this all the goals. So what all they have done and what all they have achieved. If somebody wants to read, they can read this all the things. And what I appeal and I request all of you, those who are hearing me, at least do something in your surroundings. That I have done some means from my part by giving this all goals to you. Select 1 or 2 goals and improve your society, your part, so that we can live a sustainable and good environment. Ultimately, the whole world will be peaceful, and everybody will have their share of shelter, food, water, everything, and they all can live peacefully. So with this, I end my presentation, and I thank one and all for giving me this opportunity. Anybody has any questions or regarding these goals, any questions, I am happy to take that. So I'm thankful to one and all for giving me so great opportunity to present the 17 goals and create an awareness. So I open this floor to you. So you at least take 1 or 2 goals and do some meaningful in the society. Do something meaningful in the society. So I thank one and all for giving me this opportunity. Someone has raised their hand. If they can be unmuted, I can be happy to address their query. Ravindran, sir. Ravindran, sir. Sir, I'm audible to you all. I'm audible to all of you. Sir, if you can unmute one of the participant has raised their hand. Ravindran, sir, if you are able to hear me. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, one of the participant has some question. If you can unmute, I can answer their query.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
You have mentioned that electric vehicles will replace the petrol and diesel vehicles.
Yes.
By which year government has planned to remove all these vehicles,
no.
petrol and diesel?
No, I am not, my topic is not on electric vehicles or something. I am just saying that that all the possible solutions. My topic is, I am just creating awareness about 17 goals which is been given by UN, sustainable goals. So electric vehicle is one of the goals of, not one of the goals. For achieving one of the goals, one of the, what we can say, one of the mode by which government is all over the world, the governments are planning. So I don't know the time estimation of our government. They are planning that this goals achievement time is by next another 10 years. So within the 10 years only, if the government is planning also, they should plan within 10 years.
Okay. And one more, you have mentioned that 90% of the forest we have removed.
Yeah.
And
90% of the forest which we are removing. For example, now in the last 1 year, we have removed 100 acres, means in that 100 acres, 90% are from forest area.
Okay. Why then we don't protect these all animals living in forest?
No, I'm not able to get your question.
No, if we reduce the forest,
Okay.
the animals living in a forest will have a problem of living there.
Yeah, because that's why many of the species is been extending, means many of the species are not available now. For example, now small one, I don't know the name in English, that this will be there, one bird will be there, which was available when we were small kids. Now the bird is not available.
One manna is also there, manna.
Like that they are going, means it is all happening because we are not safeguarding their interest and we are destroying the forest.
Okay.
So that's what, for example, all the animals or human beings have been created in this environment with some purpose. That bird existence will create some balance in the atmosphere. Now the bird is not existing, due to that, what is the consequence we don't know.
Yeah, just like a human organ.
Yeah,
they are also organ of those
organ of this
nature.
environment.
Okay,
So it is our responsibility to save at least what all the species now we are having currently.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else if you have any queries, feel free to raise your hand or put in chat box or unmute yourself. I hope everyone enjoyed the session. There are no further queries. Then we'll move on. There is one query. Marketing begins and ends with the consumer discussing. So, okay. It's not relevant to this. So. Okay, then there are no further queries. Then we'll move on. So thank you, Dr. Madhusudan. It was very well presented. I mean, taking up the goals and the objectives and how we solutions. We always talk about problems. We are more critical, but we need to come with the solution also.
Yeah, actually, the problems means solutions we only have. We have to come up with some kind of solutions among ourselves only. Means government will be doing or international agencies will be doing, they will be doing, but ground level, if we are not taking initiatives, then that efforts will not be successful.
Yeah, because the problem was created by us only, and we need to find solutions. These government or international agencies are like moderators or coordinators.
They can guide. For example, now my purpose for this presentation is to reach out to others also with the goals, so that they at least know what are the goals.
Yeah, that's what we are. We are also doing as part of international webinar series. We are trying every topic to be connected, which is interrelated, because sustainable development covers everything on this planet.
Yes, yes.
So that's why we are also trying to create more awareness, so that, and we are nearing 2030, and we are nowhere near to the goals.
Nowhere near to the goals. And for example, if we are delaying like this, then means the time is not so far when nature will take its own call.
Yeah, already we are in the decade of restoration.
That's
we have crossed the timeline of restoration, and if this decade, if we cross now, then there is nothing. There will be more disasters, and we'll never go in the process of restoration, and we will be facing lot of issues.
We have to face, and we will be only responsible for the things which we will be facing. Means we cannot blame God or someone. Means why the condition is like that if we are not improving now.
Yeah, so we all need to work on these things. So it was very well taken. So as usual, we have this World Breastfeeding Week, and as part of that, we also create awareness daily. We are working on it. So almost we have exhausted our time, and also we are commemorating a few special days. So let's take another. We have some 15 minutes left, so we will quickly commemorate those days and get enlightened ourselves. So you can mute yourself, Dr. Madhu. Once this session is over, then we'll go for vote of thanks. Yeah, so today we are also commemorating other events like we are doing regularly. This is as part of creating awareness on various aspects that are concerning our planet as well as all of us. Today, today we are also commemorating Assistance Dog Day and also Assistance Dog Day week for the entire week. It is celebrated on commemoration and a thanksgiving and a gratitude expression towards the service dogs that help people with disabilities or illness to navigate through their life. And one more commemoration today is International Clouded Leopard Day. As we were talking about sustainable development goals, and we see that many species have already gone extinct, and many species are being endangered. And even this clouded leopard are also on the verge of extinction. So this day is to create awareness of one of the most beautiful species of animals, and one of them is clouded leopard, and one species of wild cat that can inhabit dense forest from the foothills. So this is one other day which we are commemorating. And also today we have one more event that the first nuclear research reactor, Apsara, was started by Homji Bhabha, the father of Indian nuclear program. He started the first research reactor in Asia and became operational in Trombay campus of Bhabha Atomic Research Center. With this, even our country got into this nuclear research, and today we are standing in part with the fellow countries, and we are to somewhat extent secure in terms of nuclear energy and also in terms of nuclear power. So thanks to Homji Bhabha, the father of Indian nuclear program, who started the nuclear research reactor, Apsara. So with this, we have laid foundation for the nuclear research and nuclear reactors, and the nuclear energy also came into existence, and we are using them effectively. And though there are a lot of concerns, but yes, it was the need of the hour. Even today, you know, fossil fuels are even becoming exhausted. So those are not renewable resources. They are renewable, but it takes thousands of years. And the renewability of such fossil fuel resources are very, I mean, it takes quite long, not as another or other renewable resources. So it is, they are considered non-renewable because of the time frame. So these fuels are getting exhausted, and there is a lot of shortage in coming days or in the coming years. Maybe after 10 or 15 years, we will not be having any fuel resources anywhere on the planet if the consumption continues to be in the same patterns. Now we need to move on to clean and green energy, which is also one of the sustainable development goal. So we need to look for alternative energies like sunlight, which is abundantly available almost across the world. So we need to evolve with more or a better solar panels. And now the efficiency, the conversion rate is also comparatively less, and over a period of time, though the good panels have 25 years of life, but still the conversion rate is less, and over a period of time, the conversion rate comes down. And it is also costly. You know, the cost also has to come down. That means more research has to be taken. And even with light also, using these photo light sensors and various other things when sunlight is not available. So even with daylight also we can produce energy. And we have thermal energy, and we have this tidal energy, and we have a lot of other sources of energies which can be like wind energy also can be used. Windmills are there. They are generating a lot of energy, but every activity has its own limitations, advantages and disadvantages. Even one windmill will cost around not less than 2 crores. I mean, a best one. So that needs a huge investment, and also a lot of other aspects are there. So we need to look out for various other energy alternatives for cleaner energy and greener energy. You know, we can completely move on to water-based fuels also. There is no need of this, but you know, the industry has its own this thing, because many attempts have been made. Even with the Jetrofa, we have seen biofuels, even with other things also. But you know, that's a different story, because always that is there. Industry tries to dominate, and they call this as circular economy. You know, income has to generate, people has to consume, and again and again. So that generates more, but not at the cost of environment, not at the cost of planet. That is what happened. These development models, which were actively promoted, so it has brought us to the verge of even extinction. You know, if the same continues, we can see what how dinosaurs got extinct. You know, same recently also. We have this video also widely circulated by United Nations, that it was a promo video saying that if you don't start conservative measures or restorative measures, you will also become extinct by next few years. So this is what is going to happen if we don't realize that what we are doing to the planet, then disaster will be a daily now. We can't get away with it, and you have to live. And we need to have boats, like there already we have disturbed the environment, weather conditions. Like rainy season is no longer rainy season, summer season is no longer summer season, winter season is no longer winter season, spring season is no longer a spring season. Why? Because of our activities, of our short-sighted development programs, projects, or policies that have bring in so many ill effects of development. That's why we need to look into alternative development models where we can promote sustainable practices. You know, even in agriculture also, even in terms of education also. You see what he have done. Earlier Gurukul education, they were teaching everything. Every student was learning to live independently in the Gurukul, away from parents. So they learn the life skills and also all different aspects of holistic development. But now we are only in the rat race against the ranks or marks, and they even nowadays education failed to impart common sense also. You know, people are having so much of education but lack common sense. Like we don't follow rules, or we don't try to respect each other, or we don't have the common sense not to litter on roads or keep our environment clean. What kind of education we are imparting? We need to rethink about these education institutions. How, what kind of education? This valueless education, what we can say. So value education need to be imparted. There is no sports at all in the schools now. If you see, very limited. In fact, all the schools are very crowded. They don't have even a space for breathing. And what we can expect apart from very few schools? At least they can, we have an alternative, like we can have multi-storied sports complexes for that matter. But how many schools or colleges for that matter, or universities are little better because they have at least some good amount of land allotted. So they have some area for at least open grounds. But what about schools? When they are constructing one building, they can also construct another building, which can be a sports and games complex. No, but how many are really having that kind of perspective? So all these things are very much important, for holistic development. And we can't just be bookish, always learn from books, and finally we come, the industry gap. The main reason for the unemployment is due to lack of skills which industry requires. The universities, colleges teach something and industry requires something else, and there is no practical knowledge. Lot of theoretical knowledge is there, and most of them are outdated. We are not updating syllabus regularly, apart from 2-3 years, that also all copy paste from some units. Again, we are trying to cook it up, some syllabus, but not really. The syllabus is not being updated to the current trends. Even industry and institution engagement or collaboration is not active, though for the namesake. So these are all different aspects that how we see this health is being affected, because we are very selective and everything is decided by the industry or the markets. Though we are consumers, as someone also, though mistakenly asked, but yes, everything begins and ends with the consumer, because we are creating demand, and with that demand supply comes. If you stop consuming all this junk food, or if you stop, for that matter, if you stop consuming meat, how meat is produced? The agriculture produce the cereals, grains which are produced. How many hunger deaths? Our speaker, Dr. Madhu, was talking about hunger deaths. How many hunger deaths can be prevented? How much we are using the same food for raising meat, cattle, and all those things. And we are using that for food. See, we are spending lot of food. Otherwise 1 kg of meat, to produce 1 kg of meat, how much resources are required? How much water is required? How much food grains is required for raise at least 1 kg of chicken, or to raise 1 hen? What kind of resources is required? And how many these chickens are consumed daily and weekly, and just you look at the amount of consumption. It can be purely avoided, and a lot of methane gas emission and all other pollutants. Now, how much because of our irrational thought process also, for that matter, we can safely survive even without consuming meat. But we want to eat meat, because why? Lot of advertisements that persuade us to consume meat. But it's purely optional. Because of meat consumption patterns, we are facing lot of diseases and disorders, because we are consuming more, and our lifestyle has also become very different. Earlier, people were working hard. Now everything is operated through mobiles, and we use machines for everything, for even household chores also. For washing clothes, we have washing machines. For cooking, we have ovens, convectionaries, and we have these ACs and fans, everything. All are, even to open and close doors also. Even entire house is automated with automation systems. You need not go at least to switch on or switch off the appliances. And we have dishwashers, and we are moving always in cars or vehicles. There is no walking or no jogging taking place. So where will this all which we are consuming, heavy protein food or heavy carbohydrate or heavy energy based foods, where this will energy go? We are accumulating in the form of fat or in the form of obese, and we are inviting lot of cardiac related issues. You know how many people, young people, are dying due to cardiac problems? This is all due to our lifestyle. So we are totally destroying ourselves in the name of this culture, Western cultures, or I mean mostly due to this, because West all are, they don't have a long standing culture. They evolved much later, but India has you know, thousands on thousands of years of culture, tradition, and oldest civilization on the planet. You know, we have evolved over ages. Today, all our practices are time tested, and they have been, since ages, they have been validated, tested, and still valid even today. But what we are doing, we are ignoring our own cultures and traditions. We are ignoring our own knowledge systems, and we are simply following some other system that has created a lot of problems in the very first place. So even now, we are following the same. We are without understanding, we are criticizing, and lot of literature is also coming up, which is supporting such development practices that is no more equal to trash. You know what will happen? First of all, we need to survive. And who is going to read all those publications or books when there is no human being left? So what is the use of creating so much concrete jungles all over the planet when it can be destroyed with one storm or one hurricane or one thing, which is unsustainable? We are blocking the rivers, and we are filling up the lakes, and all these practices which we are doing today is only leading us to near to disaster. So these are very pertinent. You know, we might think, yes, it's not going to affect me or us, but no matter what, climate change is a very classical example that no one is left out. Entire planet is suffering and will continue to suffer. This is our karma we have done with our activities, and that we are going to pay. We are paying now, and we are going to pay further. So these, so what can be done now? Okay, all these have been said and discussed. And what can be done now? We need at least, that's why UN has given this decade, marked this decade as decade of restoration. So we need to restore. Definitely we cannot restore because many of these species got extinct. And thanks to genetic engineering, we have destroyed some of the indigenous species also. And we have genetically modified food, genetically modified animals, and everywhere, birds, and even human beings for that matter. Lot of foods we consume are changing our genes, and lot of medicines or vaccines or whatever we're taking are modifying our DNA, RNA. So a lot of things are happening. So all these are impacting the living beings and non-living beings, and also the planet. So these all things are there which need to be very much looked upon, and our today's speaker also pointed out various aspects of this development and conservative measures, restorative measures that needs to be taken up. So, and today is also one more day that is commemorated, that is Single Working Women's Day. And this singlism is also creating a new problem nowadays. You can see instead of joint families where we get lot of support, social support, economical support, psychological support, emotional support, I mean, lot kind of support that we get. But now uh, we have moved to nuclear families and even single parent, and now even the new trend is single working women or men. So what is this creating? A lot of impact. We nowadays we see there is no uh, faith, or even this marriage institution is also made fun of, and not being valued, and living in relationships, one night stands, where this is leading. It's a kind of uh, consent for prostitution that happens. In other ways, like it is different, but now this is also a kind of prostitution that happens. You one night stands, all these things, these all are affecting the people. Now we are focusing, everyone is talking about mental health. Why? Because there is no peace. There is no peace of mind. There is no peace within the individuals. They are worried about all those things. There is no support systems, proper support systems. We cannot trust each other. We cannot uh, share these our thoughts or express our feelings with each other. All these problems are created because of our lack of understanding, holistic understanding of the existing system. We are destroying the system and trying to adopt something which is not sustainable, and these are all are side effects of that system. So at least now let's realize that whatever our ancient systems were really very effective, and uh, we need to adapt them to the modern needs. But what we, instead of criticizing, when there is no solution, we see a lot of people criticizing. That is happening, this is happening. But what is your duty? What is my duty? What is our duty? Is to really look on. Preaching doesn't work. UN can preach, or any other organization can preach, but we are the ones. Now, see, plastic is everywhere. Microplastics or nanoplastics has entered our bloodstreams. Now, who is responsible? We are responsible. We have to stop using. Now, recently, thanks to our government and Narendra Modi ji, they have banned single-use plastic. But still, you can see these single-use plastics everywhere in the market, in the shops. How irresponsible we are. Instead of that, also we are still consuming. So now, whom to be blamed, and who is to take the responsibility? So all these things are there. It should always start with us, and it should always end with us. So let's be aware. These kind of awareness programs are created or conducted to create more awareness. Otherwise, we'll continue to pay for that. So better now realize what is happening, then we can always have a sustainable models for everything, for health, for well-being, and for development, for education, for health infrastructure, or for business models. All we can create a sustainable practices, and we need to go to alternative methods of having these development practices which contributes to the planet, not destroys the planet. So let's be more cautious and more concerned about planet, our fellow beings. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll be sharing the feedback form. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, feedback form has been shared in the chat box. Quickly fill up the feedback form, and we thank today's speaker, Dr. Madhusudan, for his wonderful session. And we wish you all the success for your future endeavors on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Art Sciences and Wellbeing.
Thank you.
Look
Thank you, sir.
forward for more sessions in future.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So, and thank you all the participants for joining us and patiently listening. And daily we are organizing international webinars on Sundays, international conferences. If you are a subject expert, would like to share your experience, the platform is entirely open and free for everyone who want to share their knowledge. So you can follow the instructions on the website, or hope everyone has my contact number also. You can contact me so that we can schedule your sessions. And participants do attend daily, regularly, and promote this platform. This is our platform. It is free, open platform for everyone to share. Feel free to join daily, and the link is same for every day for all the events. You just need to remember the time and joining. And timings are same, daily 6 to 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 11 to 5 p.m. So there is a calendar also, Google Calendar, which you can subscribe and add to your Android device or iOS device, where it will remind you daily about the events. So the link is same for all the events. So you can use the same link to join all the webinars, conferences, workshops that are happening organized by the organization. So thank you everyone once again for joining us, and kindly fill up the feedback form. It is mandatory to receive your certificate, and certificates will be generated within 15 working days. So you can download your certificate from the website. Website address has been shared in the chat box, and it is also available in the flyers or the registration message on which you have received it. So any queries, you can unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, we can leave for the later. Thank you everyone for joining us. Before leaving, quickly fill up the feedback form. See you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care. Good night.
Sir, I can leave now.
Yes, sir. We are waiting for others to fill up the feedback form. You may leave.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for the
We
opportunity.
will be providing you certificate within 15 working days through WhatsApp.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Participants can download it from website.